Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yoki Man here. Welcome back to another episode of this Football Manager 2021. Do I still call it a beta save? It's not really a beta save anymore. We've come out of the beta now, but I'm still going to continue this save. I do that quite often. Usually there's not that many glaring issues. The only difference now is we've got the badges in. This is a new skin. I kind of went with this. I saw it on Twitter literally 20 minutes ago. The new game's not been out long. I've not had much sleep. It's been a bit full on. The new game's not been out long, but why not? Why not go with this? This is the only change I've seen so far of the overall skin. Only change I've seen so far. And you can already see a couple of results there. But I just wanted to show off the skin first. It shows us our media prediction as well, which I like. But we are still top of the table. And let's show you why we're still top of the table. Even though it's not been... It's not been great. It's not been great. So since the Everton game, it's been a little bit of a mixed bag. Again, now I've been tweeting about this. I do tweet a lot. Go and check me out on Twitter. It's down below about the save and what's going on and whatnot. But we played against Crystal Palace and lost 2-1. And the match engine's changed now. How much it's changed, I don't know. I haven't had enough time with the game. We're over 100 hours, but we're over 100 hours with the beta. So I don't know really in reality what the new match engine's like. I haven't actually played that many games with the new match engine. So we're going to figure that out as we go along. I mean, it seems to be very similar, just a lot nicer. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. But yeah, similar but nicer, obviously. So 2-1 against Crystal Palace. 2 balls over the top, again, as per usual. Bernardo Silva got us back in it, and then it fell apart. We toyed and tweaked with the tactic, which has been a constant theme throughout the season, trying to find out just the best way to play this tactic ultimately. We took on Brighton, and we beat them 5-0. Aguero with 2. Depay with his first goal for the club. Buendia as well with his first goal for the club. Gundogan and Aguero missed a penalty, so he should have had a hat-trick. So we kind of turned stuff around with the Brighton game, and we kept on that run with the Man United game. The form was a lot better. Depay scoring again, Bernardo Silva scoring again. And again, we've tweaked those wing positions because for me, they weren't getting involved enough, weren't scoring enough goals. So we tweaked it and we managed to beat our rivals, Man United. And then Spurs come up. And Spurs, we've seen already with Spurs with the game that we lost 3-1 that it doesn't take much for them to score past us, and this game just really epitomises that. It just really does. Badej got a hat-trick, by the way. Welcome to the club, Badej. He's having an unbelievable season. I'm loving using him. But as you can see, they scored 4 goals. Serge Aurier got 2 of them. Dele Alli with an absolute screamer. I will show you the Dele Alli one because it was an absolute screamer. But in reality, they didn't even have an XG of 1 and they scored 4 goals. And we had an XG of 3.34 and scored 4 goals. So the big question is why are we so leaky? And that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment. Why are we so leaky? I mean, especially against Spurs. But I mean, some of the goals they scored were ridiculous. Like, Sissoko wasn't marked for that goal. And Aurier wasn't marked for the 4th goal of the game, but he's 2nd. So there's moments like that where you can pinpoint, like, why aren't we picking players up? Why aren't we marking them correctly? What we're trying to do now with a high tempo and whatnot is working. But look at this from Dele Alli. It's just disgusting, right? You don't stop them. And what I will add is their 4th goal came in the 95th minute of 4 minutes added on. So that was really infuriating as well. There were some positives. Obviously, we didn't drop points. Our pass completion was where I want it to be. In the 90s, that's where I want it to be with Man City. And Badge got a hat-trick. But then it's just a little bit of a sour note because we got Mourinho, basically. They did nothing, really, and managed to score some great goals. So that was frustrating. And then it just continued away in the Champions League. And I don't know. I wasn't going to show the second leg for this, and I still don't think I am going to because I think if we play our game correctly, we'll be fine. Walker, Gaia, Silva, probably the problem in this one, all having dreadful games. But in hindsight, again, a team that doesn't even have 1 XG, and we've conceded 2 goals. The Diatta goal was really sloppy, Aguero scoring late on. And although we've had some great performers in the game, just some sloppy moments, especially Gaia Rayleigh made a mistake for the 2nd goal, has cost us in this game. Now, we did get 2 away goals. We will play them at home where we should be stronger, and I'm not really too worried. I think we'll go through, and I don't think we need to do it as a live comp. But it's just frustrating that teams aren't having to have much against us. They're not having to have much output in order to cause us a problem. Now, Southampton game is a bit different. We absolutely dominated. Depay scoring, Badej scoring, and Laporte managed to get himself sent off, the good old boy that he is, and unfortunately, Southampton scored a late goal. So, I mean, we went very defensive to try and not have a 2-2 and have our 3rd draw in a row. But, you know, I put that a lot down to the sending off. So I do think what we're trying to do is work, and it's just not fully working just yet. And this is what we're going with at the moment. We're now going with 3 playmakers. And it works. It may seem can't play 3 playmakers. Well, you can. Of course you can. Especially when you're playing this style of football. Now, we're going a really high tempo. I want 1-touch passing. I'm tempted to go dribble less, but we're not going to do it yet because we do have some great dribblers of the football. I want 1-touch passing. That's why we're so narrow. So all the players are fairly close together. And basically, this is a 4-3-3 in reality because these guys come all right, these guys come here. This is the mindset of it. And we are getting goals now with our wingers. So it is working. At the same time, we're having too many defensive problems. And that we're conceding like that. We're conceding like that. And it's just, I don't know what it is with the output in terms of defensively, what we're trying to achieve and what we're doing wrong. Because we're getting a lot of decent defender ratings. Like, defenders aren't getting shocking ratings all the time. Every now and again a mistake or anything. But Guy has been brilliant at left back all season. So it's just, we seem to concede a lot. And that's a problem this season. We do still find ourselves top of the Premier League, which is lovely to see, on 59 points. Goal difference of 28. So we've got the best goal difference in the league. We've only lost 3 games this year when Liverpool have lost themselves 7. But they're right behind us. Both Arsenal and Liverpool are right behind us. So we need to just keep this up. We need to keep this form up. I think if I look at the schedule, in terms of big games, we're done with Liverpool now and we're done with Arsenal. So although we've got to play Spurs again in the league, that one's going to be awful. We should theoretically be okay now. We should be okay. And it's just going to be European football that's the focus. But I was going to bring the second leg against Bruges, but I thought there's no point. And I played quite a lot of games. I'm roughly trying to do it a month at a time now. The next one will probably be longer than a month because we'll probably do the European legs. But yeah, I'm trying to fire through it now. We want to get the first season done. And it just goes to show that even when you're a top tier side, there's still a lot of change to be made. There's still a lot of change to be had in this team. We're going to start Badedge in this one, though, because he's been so good. We're going to have to go with Stefan just purely for the fact that Ederson's managed to get himself injured, which just it isn't ideal when you're conceding a lot to have a player of his quality injured. And this is my issue here, and I've mentioned it several times at centre mid that I have an issue. And now we're playing free makers. It's an even bigger issue because Rodri, he can't play advanced playmaker. He can't play roaming playmaker. If I've been honest with you, he's just not good at either role. So he needs to be the deep line playmaker for Fernandinho, but then the problem is I haven't got great rotation for roaming playmaker and advanced playmaker. So when the window opens next season, playmakers are key. Someone suggested Tonali, and I think that probably will be an option that we look for. The problem with Tonali is he covers this deep line playmaker spot, which is great. Him and Rodri can interchange, but it still doesn't fix this spot. Now, Bernardo Silva can play in here, actually. So let's play Bernardo Silva today, and we've got plenty of right wingers, so it doesn't really matter. I'm actually going to play Buendia again, because he's been very good for us, and he's not part of the Champions League squad. So it's good for him to get game time in these kind of games. And I think that's probably going to be the team. We're going to keep Sterling in, although Sterling hasn't been amazing. Only 6 goals since he came back, which is frustrating. He is picking up form now, like he's getting better. So I want him in the squad. Fernandinho could be rested today, I reckon, and we will put Ben Knight on the bench because Ben Knight has been very good for us this year. I'm really enjoying using him. As you can see, this screen's changed as well, and I like it. The information it gives me is better. We need to change this, though. So if we change that to the comparison, there we go. What I like about it most is this. I like to have the pros and cons on the skin, and that's really important for me. I love that. I love that in the skin that I had last year. But yeah, Ben Knight is really improving. Really excited to see what he could do. He re-signed a new contract with us. He's someone that I'd certainly look to sign at a lower level because it looks like you can get him for about 450 to 500k. Now, I don't know on the update, but I do know from what I've done so far that Ben Knight roughly goes for around that. Now, I'm not saying that he'll sign for you, but it'd be a good signing for anyone. He's very determined, and he's just already a fantastic player. Definitely an exciting youth prospect. But let's get into this game. Definitely worried for this one, as it's Zach Stefan's first game for the club, and I don't know, that worries me a little bit. This whole new presentation is lovely as well, though. Like the pre-match stuff, the in-game pre-match stuff is nice. They've cleaned it all up, and it's small touches like this, though, that are really good. They're playing very deep, which just really does make me think they're going to try and hit us on the break. I'm not too worried. I'm probably more worried by Vidra, not by Chris Wood, but you never know. We'll have to see how they get on. But we might as well take this moment, guys, just to say, how the hell are you getting on with the game? How are you finding it? How are you enjoying it? I'm certainly enjoying it this year already, like I say, 100 plus hours. And for me, what makes these games is the match engine. and I'm pretty happy with the match engine. I'm not gonna lie. There's still some stuff over the top and stuff, but there's something in every year, like in each year's game, right? Isn't there? There's always something that's like, oh, that's infuriating. Whether it be like a defensive pass back to a forward or something like that. And this year at the moment, it's definitely balls over the top that you get undone by. There's going to be a way to counteract it. With Man City, I'm not really trying to counteract it. I'm trying to play our game, if I'm being honest. I'm trying to play how we want to play, and other teams have to try and match that. So far, it's kind of working, and we're sticking to it. I'm not changing and tweaking too much. The mindset is still very much how I want Man City to play. I think with some personnel changes, we'll be even better next year. I think we'll be able to romp it next year, whereas this has been fairly close. Although I'm expecting Liverpool and other teams to kind of kick on, especially Chelsea and Spurs in reality. But I think next year we'll be able to romp it a little bit. And there we go, that ball over the top, but we don't need to worry about Chris Wood, really. Or at least I don't think we need to worry about Chris Wood. I'm hoping not. Foden now, going down the wing. Gaia. Now, this is the output in terms of goals for this formation has been beautiful, and we've scored some beautiful goals as well. So I'd love for that to continue. I don't know what happened there. Sterling was offside. All right, no worries. That's absolutely fine. They look like they're very much in the mood for today's game. So an early goal would be nice because Liverpool are winning. I have to keep an eye on them. I was hoping Sheffield would do a job. Was that handball or offside? Obviously. Badej just bounced it off of Badej, did we, Emmy? We're not really getting things going so far in this one, are we? I'm going to demand more from the boys. Still playing around with the shouts. I'd love to get creative back, if I'm being honest. But, it's one of those things. We don't have it anymore, and we could just be sad that we don't have it. Go on, Bernardo Silva. He's pretty decent in centre-mid, actually. I think I prefer him in centre-mid, playing like... kind of a bit like David Silva as he finds Emi Buendia, who scores another goal. It says it's his 9th goal of the season because that counts the goals at Norwich as well. But it's his 2nd goal for Manchester City, and we've got to be happy with that. And I just think that he can kind of play that role. But look at this passing again. This is what I want from the boys. This is what I want from the boys. Bernardo Silva through the eye of a needle. Emi Buendia puts it past Pope. Pope nearly saved it, to be fair, but that's exactly how I want us to play. And I'm enjoying. Tight offside, all right. I'm enjoying the way we play. Teams do seem to be able to score past us too easily, and it's a bit frustrating. And I still kind of have that minor mentality if we're going to outscore you. But I find this year, when you're playing the style of football we're trying to play, much as what we're seeing with Man City in real life, if I'm being honest, it's not easy. It's not easy because with the long ball over the top, it's quite daring to play this style of football because teams are harder to break down, I find, once they sit deep on this year's game. And you've also got the added effect that the long ball is really good. So actually this style of football is definitely not the meta. Although it might have been a couple of years ago. Playing this style of football, you're going to get caught out a lot more. You're going to get caught out a lot more often than you did on last year's game, that's for sure. Luckily, when you play a team like Burnley, and I'm maybe saying this too soon as Badej should score that, because they're not that quick going forward. I know, we're doing a Burnley rebuild, and they don't have strikers that are really rapid, like your Callum Grants, your Mousse. If you check Mousse out on this year's game, he scores a lot of goals. But they're so close, that would have been a screamer. He scores a lot of goals first season, so does Callum Grant, and it's purely because they're very quick. So quick strikers in this year's game, just quick players in general, are definitely going to help you with that long ball over the top. So you've got to bear that in mind when you're playing against sides, and I've tried tight marking, and tight marking is as good as tight marking always has been, in my opinion. You try tight marking and it doesn't work. And man marking as well, because the player is that quick, they lose your player, so then it leaves you even more wide open. And we've had a few issues where I don't want to talk about it too much. My issue now is probably how much they're going to try and come out this second half and actually give it a bit of a game. And we already know that, here we go, one chance and they might score. And luckily for us, that's gone wide. I'm going to tell the lads, actually demand more. Against a side like Burnley, I want another goal at least. 13 corners. I haven't changed the corners, I'll admit. And I don't know. I feel like if we did change the corners, we'll probably score more corner goals. Maybe we scored 3 or 4 corners all season, but it's a bit easy, isn't it, when you do the throw-ins in the corners? And I feel like at Man City, we shouldn't need to... we shouldn't need to do them to try and maximise stuff. Like in the Burnley rebuild I'm doing, I've maximised everything. I've got my throw-ins, I've got my corners. We're good from set pieces and dead ball situations. There's quite a bit of height in the side. with this team at Man City, I don't think that we actually need that. In fact, I'm tempted to do a little bit like Leeds do. And what we do is when we recycle the ball from a throw-in, we get quickly straight back into play, keep putting the team under pressure. And I think that could be something we do. I'm going to look into that. I've been toying with the idea for a while. Again, though, Raheem Sterling not having a great game. So I'm going to bring on Memphis Depay, who has joined the club and done very well. And John Stones as well not having a good game as a ball-playing defender. Now, we are still tweaking. Pass it shorter and take fewer risks is what we're doing. But as I've found, our centre-backs don't really favour individual instructions because whatever we tell them to do, they don't want to do it. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. But in terms of individual instructions for everyone else, not many. Rodri has some. He's got more direct passes. I want him to be the one that pings it, and I want him taking more risks and tackling harder. But then apart from that, really, we aren't committed to too many more individual instructions at the moment. That might change over time. If it does change, I'll let you guys know. The tactical side of Football Manager is one of my favourite things, and I know we can all get frustrated at times. So, I got frustrated on stream recently doing the Brighton save. So it happens, although I probably shouldn't have had a few beers. That might have helped with that. But it does happen. You can get frustrated, and sometimes it's nice to see what other people are doing, I find. It's not a copycat thing, but when you see what other people are doing, it gives you ideas of like, God, why didn't I ever think about that? It never hurts to get direction from other players because they will do stuff differently to you that you might not even think of. Go on, Cancelo, Badej, Cancelo again. We really should have made them, we should have punished them here. We really should have done. Not that Badej has had a bad game. He's not had a bad game, but I've been resting Aguero a bit more. I think Badej is becoming more and more naturally the Aguero replacement. He's quite physically capable as well, which it does add a new dimension to this team. A dimension that I really like, by the way, as he wins the ball back there. And I think we just need to find... I want in the window, so Memphis. I want a really physical centre mid. Probably, I don't know how physical Tonali is. We'll have to check that out. I want a physical centre mid. And I'm not sure who that's going to be yet. I've got a few ideas though. And I'm going to look at RB Leipzig as well at the same time. And then I want... Oh, they've got a corner and they're going to be good from corners. And I want a better centre mid core. Although Phil Foden's been okay. And I really do only mean okay. I'd like a better centre mid partnership. We're going to actually bring on Ben Knight, who's basically our advanced playmaker in training. He's done well in that position, but this is where we come a cropper, isn't it? Now, when they whip this corner in and score, headed away by Memphis, is exactly who you wouldn't expect to be there. That Omi Buendia now, what can he do? We're going to charge forward with this. We have got the badges in now as well, obviously. As you can see, Bernardo, there we go. Beautiful counter-attacking football. Bernardo Silva coming from centre mid. 2-0. But as you can see, we've got the badges in now. That was always going to happen. I haven't got a face pack yet. I've got a mate, Dan, who does the thumbnails, the beautiful thumbnail for this one as well. He's doing some kit packs, so I'll wait and I'll go with him. I'm not that fussed about kits, if I'm honest with you. I would have imported my old face pack, but it's about 3 years old, and it's not good. It's not good because you've got players in shirts at teams that they played for 4 years ago. So it doesn't really... It's not ideal, but this is a good performance at the end of the day. Burnley aren't an easy one. We're going to win it 2-0 by the looks of it. Maybe even more as Badej is in there. We're going to win it 2-0 comfortably. And this is... Oh, go on, Gaia. Make it 3. Oh, I can't. Pope's done all right. Stefan's done nothing, which means he gets a 6.3, which... Keepers are improved, but... Only if you see... only if your keeper's doing a lot. If your keeper's not doing a lot, he still gets a really bad rating. I get it, though, I suppose. But he's not been that bad. But, yeah, that'll do. Lovely performance from us. Again, I'm looking to aim for that pass completion. I want it up at 90 at least. And we've hit 94 there. And this is exactly how I want us playing football. And that's... When it works, doesn't it? And that's a great performance. I'm going to say I'm very happy with the lads. And another good performance in the league. I don't like this. Don't like this. Could take or leave this, to be honest with you. I don't get why we've got this now. I don't think we need it. I don't think we need it. Just do the save at the top. I thought that was fine. That was, I don't know. It's confusing. I haven't done any I need to do some more press conferences. But now, so we're neck and neck. Both played 27. Liverpool won 4-0. And it is still extremely tight. Arsenal have games in hand, so Arsenal can catch up on us a little bit. But it's very tight up there. It's going to be a tight end to the season. I'm not sure we're Champions League ready this year, although we'll see, won't we? We'll find out. I'll take a bit of money there. We'll find out. Bernardo Silva's going nowhere. He really is, in my eyes, the David Silva replacement. That's five unbeaten. And the problem with that is two of them are draws, are they not? Oh, no, just the Tottenham one's a draw. But yeah, I think Silva is our Silva replacement in my mind. So we still need to improve. I'm not sure we're Champions League ready. What's been nice is Buendia's come in and done well. I knew he would do. When you look at his attributes, he's good. So I knew Buendia would come in and do well and fit in the system, and so has Depay. Depay's come in my opinion, and done very well with 3 goals in 7 appearances. Like, he's settled quite quickly, while Raheem Sterling's not having a great time. So let's go forward next time, and I don't know. We'll probably see who we get in the Champions League, and I'll come back with that. I don't know if I'll come back with both legs or one leg. I don't know. The full game's out now, guys. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying the series. I appreciate all the support as per usual. Smash the like button. Hit subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you in the next one.